Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, people actually try to make the argument that the media as a whole doesn't actually have a left-wing bias. No, it's just a schizo-paranoid conservative delusion. You know, that tends to be what you hear in left-wing circles. But turn on the TV for more than 2 seconds and anybody with 2 working eyeballs can clearly tell that the media is essentially in on it. They're in on this whole, propping up this geriatric fool currently residing in the Oval Office. You know, it's 2 different groups of people watching the same movie, but I guess seeing something completely different. Let's take a look at this DNC theater that just happened on Seth Meyers' late night show. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so they tell you that the media game isn't rigged for the Democrats. Give me a freaking break. Joe Biden takes to Seth Meyers' show not to get asked real questions, but essentially to do a bunch of skits to hopefully misdirect the American people away from the idea that Joe Biden is in a state of clear worsening cognitive decline. They started off with the Dark Brandon meme.
You've co-opted Dark Brandon. This is a yard sign. And do you enjoy playing around with the Dark Brand meme?
No, I resent the hell out of it.
Okay.
You know, that's all you need. It seems as though many on the vote blue no matter who side are perfectly content with this little gimmick. Joe Biden falls off his bike and yells at a reporter, "My butt's been wiped."
My butt's been wiped.
Joe Biden can stumble and fumble and mumble his words, poop his diaper, but as long as he turns around with his aviator glasses and says the 2 words, Dark Brandon, well then I guess it all goes away now, doesn't it, for your average blue voter? I mean, what a low bar. Dark Brandon, earth, clapping their damn hands like a seal. What absolute clown show kabuki theater. Then of course the theater continues. Joe Biden clearly attempting to just repeat obviously rehearsed material, starts off okay, I guess, but ends in complete disaster.
Concern for American voters. How do you address that concern going forward as you come up to the 2024 election?
Well, a couple things. Number one, you got to take a look at the other guy. He's about as old as I am, but he can't remember his wife's name.
Yeah.
And I think it's about the future. And every single thing we've done, I think we've got some good things done. Everything, and they told us we couldn't get them done because things were so divided. And but I think everything we've gotten done, he's just friendly stated he wants to do away with if he gets elected. And I really think his views on where to take America are older than, anyway, I don't want to get going.
Yeah, he freaking did the thing.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Joe Biden forgets the script, pauses for a second, and then does what his therapist told him to just say never mind and try to move on like it never happened. It's so blatantly obvious that this whole thing was set up. Here, Joe, you're gonna say this, pump him up with the good stuff, and have him practice for the next 2 weeks. Joe Biden comes out swinging, questioning the other guy with a pre-rehearsed joke, a joke that Seth Meyers' team clearly wrote for him. Here's Seth Meyers doing a similar joke recently.
President Trump told supporters last week that former First Lady Melania Trump will soon be making more regular appearances on the campaign trail. Not if she heard what you called her last week.
I call up my wife our great First Lady. She was a great first. People love her. Yeah, people love her. Oh, look at that. Wow. Mercedes, that's pretty good.
I'm sorry. Mercedes? You had a nuclear meltdown when Biden messed up the president of Egypt and you can't remember your wife's name? Guys, I hate to say it, his mind is slipping. I think he's too old to run.
Not suspicious at all. No, of course not. Especially considering Seth Meyers is pretty much the only one still pushing this fake news. This MSDNC talking point of Donald Trump forgetting his wife's name. Here's what really happened. He was riffing about his wife and then pointed to someone in the crowd, Mercedes Schlapp, a familiar face, I'm sure you've heard her name before, and then made a remark.
My wife our great First Lady. She was a great first. People love her. Yeah, people love her. Oh, look at that. Wow. Mercedes, that's pretty good. Yeah, she's good.
But of course, never underestimate the Democrats to weaponize fake news into mobilizing the narrative. Joe Biden's not the guy with dementia. Yeah, that's the other guy, Joe Biden says. He forgot his wife's name. Ha ha ha. 2 seconds later, brain fart, error. Anyway. Yeah, there you have it, folks. It's Dark Brandon. Is it convincing? Did the Seth Meyers clown show convince you? Or are you still accepting the Robert Hur definition? I'm paraphrasing, but an old man with a suffering memory.
Going to be politically damaging to Joe Biden, and that is all of the references they made to his memory. They called him, they said that he appeared to be, an older man who, in some cases had memory lapses when he was doing these interviews.
What an absolute joke. You barely see this guy. Joe Biden's done, I think, a total of 80 interviews during the first 3 years of his time in office. At this point in time during their terms, both Barack Obama and Donald Trump did hundreds of interviews, and it's very obvious why that's the case. The last time they tried at NBC, their affiliate MSNBC, this happened.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Nicole, I
much.
appreciate
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis.
Joe Biden casually walks off screen live on air. So this is attempt number 2. 7 or so months later, Joe Biden reemerges as they attempt to gaslight the American people into believing that he's all there and actually Donald Trump's the one with cognitive issues. I know a lot of people on Twitter are celebrating this as a victory. Look, Joe Biden survived 5 minutes on TV. Everything's fine. I'm sure that's the narrative they're attempting to set, but I'm not sure we're watching the same thing. All I'm seeing is a clear media bias, a clear political theater, DNC theater brought to you by NBC News or the NBC network. Kabuki theater, pre-rehearsed nonsense, and an old fart who still looks confused. I don't want to hear any arguments that the media isn't totally in the pocket of the DNC. It's as clear as day what an insult to my intelligence. Anytime this old man shows up on TV, immediately the kid gloves come on. It's so clear that he's a puppet that they're propping him up. It's Weekend at Bernie's with CNN and MSNBC carrying him through the doorway. And I think at this point, most people probably agree with Donald Trump's perception on how Sleepy Joe's doing.
When I imitate Biden, because he can't find his way off a stage, as you all know, he makes a speech that lasts usually about a minute and a half because the octane starts to wear off quickly. You ever notice he starts off strong? Within about 2 minutes, he can't talk anymore. And then he walks off. You ever notice he always goes like this? Then he comes back up to the mic, and he's totally lost. There's stairs all over the place. He can go there, here. He could jump off the front of the damn plot. But he always goes like this. And then, there's a stair right there, right? Then he starts...
Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.